Welcome. This is the SDSFIE Portal Tools Model Builder webinar, a resource for SDSFIE training. This training resource is designed for all users who at least need to create a new model. There are 3 recommended prerequisites for this webinar: watching the Understanding the Vector Standard video, or the abbreviated version entitled What is SDSFIE-V, the SDSFIE Portal and Tool Overview video, or its abbreviated version entitled What are the SDSFIE Portal and Tools, and the SDSFIE Portal and Tools Model Viewer video, or its abbreviated version, Model Viewer Overview. The 3 background training resources listed here are optional, but they may add to your overall understanding of SDSFIE. All of these videos are accessible from the support section of the SDSFIE portal at the URL shown. The overall goal for our training resources is that all SDSFIE users understand the purpose, structure, and parts of the SDSFIE family of standards, or standards framework, and how to implement those standards. The specific objectives for this presentation are that the audience gains an understanding of the following: tool access on the SDSFIE portal homepage and the main features of the portal, the general process for developing a new model, the use of Model Builder in that general process, including, first, downloading an Adaptation Submission Workbook, or ASW, template from Model Builder. Second, populating the ASW template to profile, extend, and change the parent model. And third, import the ASW into Model Builder to create a new logical data model, or LDM, in the portal registry, and how Model Viewer is used in the model development process. As mentioned and as described in detail on slide 15 of the Understanding the SDSFIE Vector Standard video, the 3 primary steps for creating an adaptation of a parent model are profile, extend, and change. Note that for the SDSFIE Vector Standard, the term profile describes a process of removing elements from a parent model that are not required for the target model being developed. The SDSFIE portal contains a set of resources that include web pages that provide background, governance, standard-specific information, and component-specific content, access to the Automated Process Portal, or APP, which is the online system that facilitates the change management process, or CMP, a set of tools including Model Builder, the focus of this video, and access to support resources such as recorded webinars, training videos, and user manuals. As stated in the SDSFIE Portal and Tool Overview video, the process of creating a new model is necessary when an existing model does not meet all of the requirements for its implemented use, and thus does not contain the exact set of elements needed by the user. The specific use case can range from the highly complex, such as developing a new headquarters-level adaptation, to the relatively simple, making a few profiles, extensions, and changes to an existing model to accommodate requirements specific to the unique mission or locale. While the Model Viewer tool is essential for the early planning and later verification steps and/or in subsequent use cases, Model Builder is the core tool for creating a new model in the portal registry. As with many business processes, in Step 1 the user defines requirements, in this case for the new model at the elemental level. Once requirements are defined and a parent model is selected, then the required profile, extension, and change actions can be identified. In Step 2, after extraneous elements are targeted for profiling, requirement gaps are identified in the parent model. In some cases, changes are needed, and in others, extensions, before creating new elements from scratch, and to enhance interoperability per rules set forth in the SDSFIE Vector Implementation Guidance, or SVIG, other models in the registry must be searched for matching element concepts, and those elements used wherever possible. Steps 3, 4, and 5 all involve Model Builder. In Step 3, an empty Adaptation Submission Workbook, or ASW template, is downloaded from the tool interface. There are template versions for both 5.0 models and pre-5.0 models. In Step 4, the ASW template is populated with the elemental requirements defined in Step 2. The syntax and logic used to specify the model elements and their properties must be as exact as possible during this process. In Step 5, the populated ASW is uploaded and imported into Model Builder. The tool first performs a validate step on the specified model and reports any errors in syntax or logic. If no errors are identified, the user can proceed to create the model. If errors are reported, the following process is used to address the errors, often iteratively. First, the user downloads an error report. Second, the user edits the populated ASW in an attempt to fix every reported error. Third, the user uploads the edited ASW and reruns the model validate function. The user iterates on this loop until no errors are reported, at which point the model can be created. In step 6, the user can inspect and verify the integrity of the draft model in Model Viewer, and perform other use cases there as needed. Before moving to the demonstration of steps 3 through 5 in Model Builder, I will define the target model to be created. Please note that this is a fictitious model, but one not based on an unrealistic scenario. The grave inventory model is being designed for field data collection of gravesite information on Army installations. The existing SDSFIE 5.0 Gold Cemeteries model contains 6 entities, 3 of which are required for the target model. Thus, the other 3 entities can be profiled from the parent. Per the SFIG rule, other current models in the portal registry were searched using Model Viewer for a conceptual match to the required 4th entity, Memorial Tree. Because no match was found, a completely new extended entity was included in the ASW. In addition, there were several attributes not found in the entities of the parent model. These included foreign keys to link lower-level entities to those at a higher or larger spatial level, such as headstones to grave plots, and memorial trees to cemetery boundaries. In this case, the standard gold pattern for foreign key attribute properties was followed. Additionally, the type of memorial tree will be captured using the standard species common name and species scientific name attributes used in several entities in the natural resources functional area of the current gold model. Finally, an emblem of belief attribute is extended to the cemetery headstone feature type to capture the symbol that is featured on the headstone or marker. Because the National Cemetery Administration defines a specific list of emblems, an enumeration for the emblems of belief can be extended and used to constrain the new attribute with a pick list. With respect to changes to the parent model, a formal change request was approved after the publication of the parent gold model. The model name and alias of the cemetery headstone entity was updated to cemetery headstone or marker. Those 2 changes will be included in the target model. I will now demonstrate the functionality of the Model Builder tool using the Grave Inventory model example, followed by a verification of the new model via the Model Viewer tool. With the required elements for our new model now well defined, we can move on to step 3 and 4 in the model development process, downloading the ASW template in Model Builder and populating the template so the profile, extend, and change actions result in the target Grave Inventory model. From the portal homepage, I will first log in to be able to access the tools. Clicking on the Model Builder card opens the tool in a new browser tab. Here, the user is presented with the choice of downloading an ASW template in the newest version for 5.0 models, or a pre-5.0 template, or moving on to the Validate and Create functions. I will click on the new template version and open the downloaded Excel workbook from my Downloads folder. The first thing to notice is the large number of tabs, 18 to be exact. For our simple demo adaptation, we will only use 8 of these. The remaining tabs are covered in additional short videos. Other than the instructions at the far left and the hidden tab at the far right, none of the tabs are populated. They do have headings that are coded to denote mandatory or optional fields, as explained in the instructions. I will now show you the ASW that I populated to create the target Grave Inventory model, an activity that satisfied step 4 of the model development process. The Project tab is where a user indicates the parent for their model, gives it a unique name and definition, and provides their component affiliation, contact, and other information. The Profile tab is where elements to be removed from the parent model are specified. Here we see entries for the 3 extraneous feature types from the 5.0 Gold Cemeteries model. Any other element type could be profiled here as well, by using a different column or columns depending on the model hierarchy. In entity extensions, we see the single memorial tree entity that is being added to the profiled parent model. In attribute extensions, we see all occurrences of unique attributes being added to the model. Note that in 5.0 vector models, attributes are created and exist at the model level with fixed properties, and then are applied to entities with flexible properties. As evident here, the fixed attribute properties are the alias, model name, definition, and data type, with the first three properties always unique to a single attribute in a model. In the Entity Attribute Extensions tab, attributes are applied to entities with flexible properties. Note that while the Cemetery Boundary IDFK attribute was created at the model level with a single record in the Attribute Extensions tab, here it is attached to two entities, the Memorial Tree and Cemetery Plot feature types. Note also the highlighted cell. It contains the model name of the constraining enumeration for a cemetery headstone attribute, and like that of the attribute model name emblem of belief, is singular. This is an error that we are intentionally introducing to demonstrate both Model Builder's error reporting capabilities and the well-traveled branch in the workflow used to address errors. We will return here soon. Next, a look at the enumeration extensions reveals the single expected entry for emblems of belief, noting of course that the term is plural. In enumerant extensions, we see only those enumerants being added to the new enumeration. Again, these are the list present on the National Cemetery Administration website, with the addition of 3 of our standard indefinite enumerant values: to be determined, to populate records not yet fully surveyed; other, for records that do not match a value on the list of definite enumerants; and none, for cases in which the headstone or marker does not present an emblem. Finally, records for the 2 expected changes are present, modifying the model name and alias of cemetery headstone to cemetery headstone or marker. Returning to the Model Builder page, I will press Next to advance to Step 5 of the model development process. I will now upload the populated ASW and validate its contents. Once the ASW successfully validates, I can create the new model. Note the unmistakable message below the dialog box that states errors were present in your ASW. Next, I will embark on the error fixing branch of the process, starting with an investigation of the errors as documented in the error log workbook. The error log is divided into sections based upon the type and severity of the error. We can see from the blank tabs there is a single error in our ASW. Conveniently, the log not only provides a succinct description of the error in the message field, it also identifies the tabbed sheet name, entity attribute extensions, the numbered row in the spreadsheet, and the specific cell, as identified by the column name. That information guides us directly to the error to be fixed. Here in the populated ASW, in the specified entity attribute extension sheet, we can see the error is indeed in the text entry for constraining enumeration model name in row 7. We can correct this error by adding an S to emblem of belief to make it emblems of belief, and then save the file. I can now complete the error fixing branch of the process by clicking the Reset and Load Another ASW button. I can now select and upload the corrected ASW and create the model. Success! At this point, if there were still errors, we could iterate on the error fixing loop and do so as many times as necessary to fix all errors in the populated ASW. We have now completed steps 3, 4, and 5 of the model development process, and we can close Model Builder. Our model has been successfully created in the portal registry. We can move on to Step 6 and Model Viewer to verify our model's structure and contents, either by browsing or perhaps creating a logical data model, or LDM, for inspection using Excel. Here in the Model Viewer application, also running in a new browser window, the first step is to select the model we just created. New models are not yet approved and are thus located in the My Drafts category of model status. Once My Drafts are specified, my only choice in the data model interface is the Army 5.0 Grave Inventory model. With the model tree now populated at the bottom of the left pane, we could now browse anywhere in the entire model. But let's just look at cemetery headstone or marker, which we extended, and make sure the emblems of belief pick list is correctly in place. With its properties populating the top part of the right-hand pane, we can search the attributes at the bottom. Expanding the constraining enumeration column allows us to see the hyperlink just to the right of the emblems of belief name. Clicking on that link takes us to a view of the enumeration and its enumerants. Now we can see that our coded value model names, aliases, and definitions were correctly specified in our populated ASW. This concludes our demo of the model development process. This concludes the SDSFIE Portal Tools Model Builder training. If you want to learn about SDSFIE at a high level, SDSFIE governance and use, more on the Model Viewer or Model Builder tools, or other detailed SDSFIE topics, visit our training resources page at the URL listed here. Thank you for your interest in SDSFIE.